Today we have Act 1, Scene 3 of Macbeth. We have seen up to now how Macbeth has been shown very loyal. He is a brave, bold Thane of King Duncan. He has single handedly led to the victory of King Duncan's army. And now we see his character at its best, and there will be further development of his character. So now we again come to that supernatural element. Thunder enter the three witches. Yet again, the atmosphere is set. The pathetic fallacy is repeated. There is thunder, and the three witches have come together once again. First witch, where hast thou been, sister? Second witch, killing swine. Third witch, sister, where thou? So the second witch, in the reply to where have you been, is saying that she was killing swine, she was killing pigs. And the third witch asks, where have you been? And the first witch says, a sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I, Eroint thee witch, the rump-fed Ronian cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve I'll his a sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I will do. So here she says that I had asked a sailor's wife. She refers to the sailor's wife as a rump-fed Ronian, that is a plump woman. She is mocking that woman, saying that, oh, she is selfish and plump, and she was eating chestnuts. And when I asked her to give me some, she said, get away, witch. And so I'm going to punish her. I know that her husband has sailed away on this ship called the Tiger, and I will go there. I will go as a rat without a tail. This is to show us that witches could change. They could change into any creature they wanted and wreak havoc in, which seems to be a natural disaster. So she says, I will sail and I will do. That is, I will wreak havoc on that ship and I will cause her husband to, meet with destruction. I will punish her for her actions. So you see, the witches are rather mean and they have no mercy at all. Second witch, I'll give thee a wind. First witch, thou art kind. So the second witch says, I will give you a wind so that you can go quickly and you can destroy that man. And the first witch is thanking her. Third witch, and I another, I too will give you a wind to go fast. First witch, I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know, in the shipman's cart, I will drain him dry as hay. I have all the rest of the power to go there, and I will cause this man to meet with so much trouble. I will cause thunder and storm in the sea. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. He will be, for a matter of 80 or more weeks, he will be tossed and turned on the sea. He will feel that he's going to drown. He will try to save himself. He will pine and, hunger and thirst. Everything would, assault his body. So these lines are to show us that the witches can be really cruel. That if they are taunted, they can come back with a vengeance. Shall he dwindle, peak, and pine, though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have. So even though his ship will not be lost, he will finally come back, but he will have learnt a lesson. He will be tossed by the tempest. Second witch says, show me, what have you got? And the first witch says, here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked as homeward he did come. So I've got a pilot's thumb with me. He was wrecked as he was coming homeward. Third witch, a drum. Somebody is coming. There is an announcement. I can hear a drum. Macbeth doth come. So we see that all three of these witches are waiting for Macbeth. All the witches, the weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, thrice again to make up nine. Peace the charms wound up. So they're dancing in a circle, they are chanting, they are waiting for Macbeth to come. Are these sisters real? Are they figments of his imagination? Or are they the personification of Macbeth's own deep desires? Are there equivocations, his own desire coming through? All these questions have, you know come to the audience and the readers for all these centuries, we could say. We are continually made to think, are they real? And are they the giving him the path to follow, or are they his own creation? So let us see. Enter Macbeth and Banquo. Macbeth, so foul and fair a day I have not seen. So again, paradox. Foul and fair. Foul is to say something very disturbing, something rather dreaded, and fair is beautiful and just. So he says that this day is both beautiful and terrifying. Such a day I have not witnessed for a very long time. Banco, how far is it cold to forest? What are these so withered and so wild in their attire? They look not like inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it. Live you, or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. So suddenly Banco sees the three witches standing there and he says, what are these, unnatural looking women? Are they real human beings? Or are they some sort of fiends or creatures from some supernatural world? But I think they can understand me. So he says, can a human question you? What are you? By each at once her choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. So each one they quickly put a finger on their lips, saying, no, shush. And Banco says, by the look of you, you must be women, but you have beards. So I don't know what to call you. What are you? Unnatural creatures? So they are very scary in their appearance. Macbeth says, speak if you can. What are you? First witch, all hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. The first witch is calling him Thane of Glamis. You have to note this. The second witch says, all hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. Third witch, all hail Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter. Banco, good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that so sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction. So here Banco we see is not at all, he is not disturbed, he is not perturbed. He quickly asks the witches in an almost jocular, very honest manner. He says, oh, you are greeting my partner with such fair predictions. Who are you? And he's asking Macbeth, why do you start? Why are you startled? They're only saying good things about you. And he asks the witches, of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate. So Banco says, I don't care about your predictions. I'm not afraid of the future. So this is a man who does not, he is not bothered with what the witches are going to say, but yet in a rather curious manner, he asks, but if you can tell what tomorrow holds, which seed will grow, which will not, pray tell me also some predictions. He has the manner of just seeing a soothsayer and asking in a very casual way, "What about me?" But he also remarks that my partner is rather rapt. He seems to have lost his ability to speak out. He is thunderstruck. So here we see the difference of attitude. Banquo is not taking them so seriously, while Macbeth is very startled. Could this be true? What are they telling me? So, this is also showing us the character difference. How Macbeth is very ambitious, and such a statement immediately makes him, very seriously look upon this matter, whereas Banquo takes it in a very casual fashion. So now the witches are speaking to Banquo. First witch, hail. Second witch, hail. Third witch, hail. First witch, lesser than Macbeth and greater. The second witch says, not so happy, yet much happier. Third witch, thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo. First witch, Banquo and Macbeth, hail, all hail. Macbeth, stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. So here they are telling a very paradoxical statement to Banquo. You will not be a king, but you shall get kings. You will be less happy, yet much happier. So these are very paradoxical, fantastical statements. And Macbeth immediately tells them, "Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be of Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you." So brave Macbeth says, "I know by Sinel's death," Sinel is his father, "I know my father passed away, and I know by his death that I will become the Thane of Glamis. But how can I be the Thane of Cawdor? That gentleman lives. How can I be the king? King Duncan lives. And by what prospect can I possibly become, these two titles? So speak, where have you got this intelligence or information from?" Banquo, "The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them, whither are they vanished?" So now he says that into that supernatural air they seem to be vanishing. Macbeth says, "Into the air, and what seemed corporeal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed." So, what seemed corporeal, what seemed temporal, what was physical has now changed. We can no longer see them. I wish those witches had stayed. This shows us that Macbeth would have liked to converse with them further. He wanted to know what are the plans exactly in store for him. He is giving them a lot of importance. Banquo, were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner? So Banquo says, have we eaten something, like a modern day intoxicated person? He says, have we eaten or had something that now we are seeing these hallucinations? Macbeth, your children shall be kings. Macbeth is still on their prophecy. He is, totally into it. He says, can you believe it? Your children will be kings. Banquo, you shall be king. Macbeth, and the Thane of Cawdor too. Went it not so? You also heard the prophecy. Didn't they say that I would be the Thane of Cawdor? Banquo, to the self same tune and words. Who's here? Enter Ross and Angus. So the gentlemen Ross, the Thane Ross and Angus, two of the king's men have come here. Ross, the king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend. The king has sent me to receive you, and hearing about your bravery, he has ordered me or asked me to receive you with all the pomp and splendor, which should be thine or his, silenced with that, in viewing over the rest of the self same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make, strange images of death. He is, he's praising you. He has heard how brave you were. You were not scared of death and of the images that you yourself created. The most terrifying scenes on that battle were by your own hand. You were the author of that destruction which has won us victory. And you know how unafraid you are. So we see that the Ross is conveying all the praise that King Duncan has sent. As thick as hail, composed with post, and every one did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defence, and poured them down upon him. Like hail falling, King Duncan is hearing from every one the accounts of how brave and bold a thane you were. Angus, we are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee. We are coming to bring you into his sight. King Duncan wishes to see you quickly. Ross, and for an earnest of a greater honour, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which edition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine. So Ross says, I speak for King Duncan when I say, hail, worthy Thane of Cawdor. Banquo, what? Can the devil speak true? So Banquo knows and he feels the witches are evil. So he says, could it be those devils were speaking the truth? Macbeth, the Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes? So now Macbeth is very earnestly asking, why are you trying to dress me in borrowed robes? I know that the Thane of Cawdor lives. Angus, who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose, whether he was combined with those of Norway or did line the rebel. So he has been helping the Norwegian lord. He has been a rebel planning to usurp the king's throne. He has gone to the enemy's side against King Duncan. So at present he does live, but that life is held very dear. Very soon he is going to be executed. And already King Duncan has passed that title on to you. With hidden help and vantage, or that with both, he labored in his country's wreck, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him. But now he is caught, he is surrendered, he has been conquered, and he will soon be executed. Macbeth, Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. So he's telling himself, so that is true. So I'm now the Thane of Glamis and the Thane of Cawdor. So slowly the seed of that idea is forming. Why cannot I be king? To Ross and Angus, he very quickly replies, thank you for your pains. To Banquo, do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them? So the witches, they promised me these titles and I have got it. Don't you think your children will be kings? To this Banquo replies, that trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the throne, besides the Thane of Cawdor, but 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles to betray us. In deepest consequence, cousins, a word I pray you. So Banquo says, it is possible that these people, these witches who have told you that you will be Thane of Cawdor, it is possible that the prophecy that you will be a king shall also come true. But very often, these evil agencies, they would give you some trifle, they will give you something, a little something, to make you believe that all their words are true. And you would start trusting them, you would start following them. So they would be the devil's agents. So be careful. That is what Banco is saying. Don't give them too much value. He does not trust the witches. And this is Shakespeare. I would say that in every line of Shakespeare, we have a lesson to learn. Every single line. Even in today's times, you would meet with people who are con men, people who wish evil for you, and they would give you some partial truths. They would tell you a little bit tidbits of truth, or in that first gamble, you would make some money or you would gain something, and then immediately you would become, you would go more and more into it, and you would become a gambler, addicted to it. And that is when you will meet your downfall. Even as a child who is maybe playing too much on a phone with an addiction, if you were playing game after game, and there have been games promising rewards to young children, and before they know it, they become addicts and they lose touch with reality. And this has happened from time immemorial to today, that men have been cheated by that which is seeming to be gold from the outside, but it is in fact evil truths that are trying to rob your character. Macbeth, two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success? Come and sing in a truth, I am a Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs? So there must be truth in it. What they have spoken, they have told me that I will be Thane of Cawdor, and I have become Thane of Cawdor. And this could be the preface. He feels that this is the prologue, something that is coming before the ultimate imperial throne that will make him the King of Scotland. But he says, if they are good, it could be, because it is being proved. But why do I feel that my heart is, beating so hard? My seated heart, my heart that was quiet, is actually beating so hard against my ribs, and my very hair seems to stand upright because of how evil these witches look. Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is that fantastical shakes, so my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not. I cannot move because the very thought, it is not like the present fears, even the thought of King Duncan being murdered. Now he puts it in the passive. He does not say that I am going to be the author who will do it. But even the thought of Duncan, the kind, naive Duncan being murdered, is such a fantastic, horrifying, scary thought. But here you have to see that the arc of his character is being developed. Rather than talking to Banquo, slowly we see our Macbeth is talking to himself. Here comes isolation. Slowly we will see that Macbeth is going to make himself more and more isolated, and his companions are going to be evil thoughts. Macbeth then again he consoles himself. So here we see how man, the dilemma is presented, where he is asking, should I act according to these words, or should I act according to my conscience? So the battle between the conscience and the prophecy has begun. Macbeth, if chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir. So if fate is going to make me a king, like how I've become Thane of Cawdor, I will be glad to be a king. But I will not stir, which means I am not going to take any action. I will not stir, I will not move. I am not going to kill King Duncan and try to usurp his throne. Banquo. New honors came upon him, like our strange garments cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use. So now Banquo, seeing that his partner is uneasy, he says, it's very difficult suddenly when you get some new clothes. you need to get used to them. So I know you're taking time. That is what Banco is making Macbeth feel comfortable. Says you will soon, you know, get in your stride. You will become comfortable with being called the Thane of Cawdor. Macbeth, come what may, time and hour runs through the roughest day. No matter what kind of a day it is, it's going to end, and time waits for no man. Let us proceed. Banco, worthy Macbeth, we'll stay upon your leisure. Banco says, it is we are waiting for you. So Macbeth then says, give me your favor, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered, where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Oh, I have been preoccupied. I've been thinking of some things else that has happened, but pray let me continue, let me walk with you. And believe it, that I'm very grateful that you have conveyed this message to me. Let us toward the king think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interium having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts each to other. And aside to Banco, he says, after all this, let us speak to one another about this very, unique experience that we have had. Right now, let us proceed with our royal duties. Banco, very gladly, Banco still is like, yes, of course, we can speak. Till then, enough, come, friends. So, here we finish this scene, that is scene 3. So, now we see that the germ of that thought, here we see that inversion is soon going to happen. Macbeth, from being loyal and good, is he going to become evil? Is the character going to change? And the contrast between these two characters, if you have to write the character development, we need to see that how Banco is a very stable character. He is only giving them enough importance that, yes, maybe they could say a few true things. That does not mean that he has to take them like the gospel truth, which is how our hero or anti hero Macbeth seems to take. Thank you.